It's time for Mock Draft Monday. Please ignore the laziest intro to a Mock Draft Monday you've ever seen, but we are here. I am the M. We're missing the J, thank God. And there's the T. Tony Tucker, how are you doing today for Mock Draft Monday?
I am great. We are one day closer to Monday Night Football, to kicking off the season, and all of my drafts are starting to finalize dates, finding out where I draft. I just found out in the league that I've been in the longest, I have the 9th overall pick, and I've been crushing it from the 9 spot in these drafts. So I feel really good about that. A lot of great talent, which we're going to talk about in here, where I feel like that back end of that first round, you're going to end up with what I think are two top 12 players that are slipping around down into the late part of the second. What up, Wyatt? I don't know if I've ever seen Wyatt in here before.
Wyatt, welcome. Make sure you subscribe, bro. Appreciate you for tuning in from TikTok, I'm pretty sure. I think I recognize Wyatt. Same Old is here, who is picking first overall after we randomized the order in this mock draft today. But yeah, Tony, you're exactly right. My drafts are doing the same thing. Been like 10 leagues this year. I'm only running like 2. So that just shows how many freaking drafts I'm going to have to deal with during draft season this year. And I already had one, but it wasn't me. NFL Rose drafted herself a squad from the 9 spot, Tony. What are the odds? You bring up the 9 spot. Rose drafts a B squad from the 9 spot. I'm just saying.
It's Kismet. It's a great thing. I love it. Same Old Sports and Wyatt Sweeney. This is like a Giants party in here.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I hope we get lots of Tyrod Taylor talk in during this draft. Johnny Talks Sports. Johnny Talks Trash.
He said, Tucker and I are right next to each other in this draft order. It looks like we are going to snipe each other all draft long. What's up, Zero? We about to start this thing. Everyone that is in the draft, hopefully you guys are ready to go because it is time. We did randomize the draft order, Same Old Sports. You went from last to first. You ain't first, you're last, but right now you're first, and you're officially on the clock.
Ooh, we're doing 30-second picks, too, so I really got to be on my toes.
Oh, yeah, be ready, Tony. Our picks are right next to each other, so I don't know who's going to host the show at that part of the draft.
We'll figure it out. Little dead air never hurt anybody either. I just blanked on what I was going to say. Look at this. I'm already on the clock.
Look
at all of this. And I'm going with my boy right there.
Hey. If you can get him at the 4 spot, it seems like a must draft right there. I've seen him fall in a couple drafts, but you get him at the 4 spot, it seems like a must draft.
Yeah, I think this is Johnny Talk Sports. Already his first mistake of the draft.
Going receiver there. Johnny Talk Sports has been working that no RB strategy all season this year. So we'll see how it goes when we play against him in the real drafts.
He's he's had really strong teams. Johnny Talk Sports, you're going to get a message from me at some point once we figure out what the draft day is going to be for the Warzone League this year. I want you to be in it.
Oh, yeah. Gotta get him in that Warzone.
Mike is on the clock. Yeah, somebody NFL Colin auto drafted Derrick Henry. Auto draft. Fresh Louis V. Oh, Louis in the 12th spot. I'm glad he got into this one.
Oh, hell yeah. He got the 12th pick. It's good to see you in the chat. XX2 Fresh Louis. All right, so I went Najee Harris in a panic because I don't got the balls to reach on Joe Mixon, Tony. Tell me to have the balls to reach on my guy.
No. Back your nuts up. Keep him safe. Go with Najee Harris. You're going to get a ton of easy dump-offs in this offense, and he is the run game. Like, they're not going to pivot to Benny Snell or whoever else they have in the backfield. I think this could be the year where we see a little bit more Chris Evans for the Bengals. Now, I don't know anything other than Evans is just talented. So, why wouldn't you try to get him some more touches? I don't think there's anybody in the Pittsburgh backfield that's on that same level where you could justify trying to be like, oh, we need to get this other running back the ball. if Najee Harris is healthy, he might touch the ball, 280 to 350 times again this year.
Yeah, Najee is giving me major like pre-Derrick Henry explosion vibes, except for Najee's already kind of shown that he's ready for it. Like Derrick Henry, remember, it took a couple years behind DeMarco Murray to really become the workhorse that he is today. Najee hit the league, and he's ready, man. And I think that he's going to have a big year this year. Like you were saying on the AFC North preview, the Steelers O-line might not be upgraded. They might not have fixed it, but there is something to working together one more year. And knowing that that is going to be the core of the offense is handing that ball to 2-2. The backfield.
Yeah, and I think just having a more mobile quarterback helps out that situation too.
You can't necessarily just invest in stacking up in between the tackles and just making Najee run people over. You have to be ready, for the play action, for that rollout, that bootleg. Yeah, I'm with it. And Najee, I don't think it's going to be replicated this year, but destroyed running backs in receptions last year. A lot of people don't even pay attention to that.
I think a lot of that was due to bad offensive line play, and no mobility from Roethlisberger, and his lack of ability to throw the ball downfield the way we had seen early on in his career. Real quick, Louis at the turn going back-to-back stud wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs. Mike, you're back on the clock.
Yeah, my thing is glitching out, and it is not updating with the draft.
Yeah, it did that to me not too long ago, and I ended up not necessarily getting a terrible pick, but not what I wanted. I'm not 100% opposed to this method that we saw Johnny go with at the 3 spot, and now we saw Louis do this at the 12. Because if you can get the edge at wide receiver and then focus on getting running backs and whatever in this 3, 4, 5 rounds, there's a lot of depth at wide receiver that I really like.
I was feeling like not no RB strategy, but maybe receivers first strategy, because I love that gap that I feel is there between Jefferson and Kupp. I think it's a safe bet that Jefferson and Kupp are going to extend far, far away, like Kupp did last year when it comes to total points scored versus Jamar Chase and the rest of the field down. But then I really started to look at the running back position, and the depth is probably as worst if I've seen it ever. I mean, this year's running back group, which is usually one of the more deep positions in fantasy football, once you get out the 3rd round, you're kind of pulling for straws, hoping someone breaks through their depth chart somehow.
Yeah, there's a lot of situations where I feel there's committees and situations that I'm not necessarily afraid of. I forget who was saying the stat. Oh, I thought Keenan was going to make it back to me right there. Dang.
Sniped you with another receiver too.
Yes. That did hurt a little bit, Johnny. That did hurt.
Not gonna lie, that one got me there.
Not gonna lie about it.
I got it pulled up on the computer now. Now I can really draft. Here we go.
Yeah, you're back on. AJ Brown went right after me. He was the other one that I thought I might go with there. Depends on what pick I get. Okay. So
that's how he's just determining whether or not he's going to pull off the receiver strategy. I think his idea is, if I can't get Kupp or Jefferson, I'm probably going to abandon the plan.
Yeah. And then Wyatt giving a little shout out that he likes your RBs.
Yeah. Zeke looked okay from all the stuff I've seen at the joint scrimmage with the Chargers. The main thing I noticed is that he's put on a lot of muscle. And I think that the Cowboys are going to give a little bit more of a split between Zeke and Pollard. But when we talk about who's getting the work on the goal line, who's getting the work when the Cowboys need to pound the rock down the field or down in the red zone, it's going to Zeke. They're going to feed Zeke. I was saying that I don't know how many yards they're going to feed Zeke this season, but I'll tell you what, they've been feeding him steaks and protein and everything all offseason.
He does look beefed up. I will say this. We talked a little bit about Derrick Henry and how I think he's going to be able to get to another contract because DeMarco Murray was in front of him. I think Tony Pollard is a similar kind of player in a similar situation where he will be somebody that's not like a traditional featured back, but maybe more Alvin Kamara-esque, maybe Austin Eckler and his ability in the passing game, but can still run between the tackles. But you don't necessarily want to give him 200 carries, 250 carries a year. But he'll be able to get to a second and a third contract nicely at a position where we're seeing players struggle. Like Melvin Gordon, he's a good running back, and it doesn't really feel like teams are trying to sign guys like that. And Melvin's what, 29 years old, 28, 29 years old? And he's already struggling to get more money.
Yeah, and he wasted half a season, man. I think your screen here, the share screen, is frozen if you want to refresh it, Tony. Also, I need to ask you, how do you get it so where you can cut off the bar at the top?
I'm not going to lie. I don't know what's going on.
At least you're honest. I'll take honesty.
You have 8 seconds, Mike.
I see. Oh, crap. That's not what I wanted at all.
George Kittle. Okay. Now I'm on the clock. What are we doing here?
It's all right. I'll take Kittle. At least I got a strong tight end, and I got him at the 4.7 instead of, it drafted me that in the 3rd round or something. But I was torn between banging my desk and going ahead and just taking Mike Williams over Deontay. I couldn't decide though. I'm not afraid to reach a little bit if I really, really believe in the player.
Yeah, there's somebody that I thought about scrolling down and grabbing in this spot right here, but I haven't had DJ Moore in really any of my drafts, and I want to see how I feel about it at the end, or if I take him in this 4th round situation.
Let's talk about DJ Moore, actually, because it's in the description. It's in the title. Carolina officially announces Baker Mayfield's a starting quarterback. No surprise. We expected that. But lock it in that DJ Moore has at least what you could call a sufficient quarterback. You know that Baker is going to be good off the play action. You know that Baker is getting better at managing the game as a quarterback than Sam Darnold would be. There's probably going to be less turnovers in Carolina this year than there's been in previous years. And DJ has kind of been a bright spot for the Panthers over the last couple of years. He's a good receiver. If you put him with an elite quarterback, he'd be one of the best receivers in the league, numbers-wise. What's your expectations for the Panthers offense? It's going through DJ Moore still. Go ahead and make your pick first, of course.
I already got it lined up. I'm taking my boy A-Rob. I really like this for everybody involved. I like it for Robbie Anderson. They brought over Higgins from the Browns, has a nice connection with him. If Christian McCaffrey is healthy, I don't think the Panthers are world beaters or going to the Super Bowl or anything crazy like that. But I think this can be a competitive team based on their defense and if Baker Mayfield is healthy. He's a competitor, and there's a lot of talent because DJ Moore, to me, he falls into that Keenan Allen category where you start people every year go most underrated receivers. And it's like, how long does DJ Moore have to continue to dominate before we stop looking at him and going, oh, he's underrated? It's like, no, he does the same thing every year that he's on the field. He produces and dominates. Why aren't we talking about him in that top 12 conversation? And he's doing it with quarterback play where it's not been great.
Yeah, he's getting an upgrade for sure still at quarterback, even though it is Baker, who I'm not, super high on. He's going from a guy that I don't think starts in the NFL, or should be, to a guy that's probably like a top 20 around there somewhere. So that's a huge upgrade to me. It's similar to the way I look at like what Terry McLaurin's getting in Washington. Even Wentz is more of an upgrade than Baker probably, but it's like, yeah, you're not getting an elite quarterback, but from what you were doing, which last season, here's the stat line, DJ Moore, with Sam Darnold, PJ Walker, I think another quarterback even played. Cam Newton played at one point. So 3 different quarterbacks, all not the greatest quarterbacks in the world. And here's the stat line, 93 catches, 1,157 yards, 4 touchdowns. It's a low touchdown number, but it's got to go up. It's got to go up. He's going to have a career year, and he's been doing good. 1,000 yards 3 years in a row. His rookie year, he had a really good campaign, too. Really strong, 780-yard, 55-catch season.
55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season. 55 catch season Yeah, you would hope that number would go up. Their offense was really struggling to score without Christian McCaffrey because he just drives so much of what they do. The passing game, he's getting 125 targets or whatever a year, catching 80 balls, and then also carrying the football. Now, I would hope for his sake that they would bring that down a little bit, just that maybe we could get a chance to see what it looks like if CMC is healthy for the full season.
That really seems to be a problem. A lot of people have told me when I've talked about DJ Moore in the live chat, like, what about CMC coming back and eating off his plate? And it's like, if CMC comes back and they continue to use him at the rate they were, he's going to be out.
Yeah.
Like, if they give him 25 touches a game again, he's going to be out by like week 4. So they need to manage that. They have Donta Foreman there, and they have Chuba Hubbard there. Like, yeah, CMC's your guy. Have him in there majority of the time, but don't be afraid to work in Donta Foreman. That dude was a beast last year for the Titans.
Yeah, and then you have Chuba too. So feel free to go back and forth there, Matt Rule. I really think Matt Rule is going to fight for his job, obviously.
Yeah.
That he's going to give every single thing he can to say, we're close. And if they finish 8-9 and they're competitive and they're in a bunch of games, he can make it to another year. Now, I've already said on many shows, I don't think he's making it. I don't think he makes the cut. But it could happen. It's not like I don't think it's a 0% chance.
Okay, so XX2 Fresh asking how the wide receiver, RBs are looking. He went wide receiver heavy. He's at the end there. Devontae Adams, Diggs, Thomas, and Cooks at receiver. But the running backs, James Conner, Travis Etienne, I feel like when you talk about no RB strategy, that's the targets right there.
Yeah, I mean, I would even say that that's better than a no RB. Like, if he would have went 3rd round Patrick Mahomes instead, or, whatever. I don't know which way it's coming. So it was coming back. Patrick Mahomes can't come to him, actually. Or didn't come to him in this. But, like, yeah, I don't know where he would have gotten an upgrade at, because all, like, the tight ends that are there that you would hope would be gone. The quarterbacks are gone. So I guess you would pivot to running back. And Michael Thomas still feels like a really strong flex position.
It feels great, right? Little hammy issues, but the Saints they're saying that it's not serious at all, nothing to worry about. So we'll see how that goes, because if he returns to 80% form, he's a top 15 fantasy wide receiver first year.
Yes.
That's a crazy turnaround, and you're getting him here at maybe wide receiver 20 or whatever it is that he just went.
And we just want to see him. I do, at least. I don't know how everybody else feels.
I was a big fan of his game. Who are you taking?
Taken, and I didn't notice it.
Who's your guy?
Dameon Pierce.
I didn't see Dameon Pierce go.
Oh.
You had to go Miles Sanders there?
No. Damian Harris. Wait, who'd I get? Oh, gross. I would never draft Miles Sanders. I already hate this draft.
This guy told you, don't draft me. Please, don't draft me.
I don't know what he said. He seems like a very nice person. I hope he has a great year. It'll just never be on my fantasy team unless there's an auto pick situation. No, I was looking to see. I was scrolling through, but I don't think that I made it far enough.
Oh my gosh, it got me too. No, I was gonna take Ken Walker. Dicks.
I haven't followed up on that. There we go. I messed up. It's my bad. Doesn't matter. Ken Walker. I haven't followed up to see how bad the hernia situation is.
He has a hernia, or Rashad Penny has a hernia?
No. I think Ken Walker has the hernia, and Rashad Penny has something else.
Holy cow, man! So who do we draft? We're gonna start drafting. What is this? DJ something. His last name?
DJ Dallas. Go
DJ Dallas.
Go
DJ. Go DJ. Start drafting DJ Dallas.
Well, Homer Bush is there too. He had a nice little performance in the preseason, I think, the other night when I was watching. Really fade the Seahawks this year. Even DK. Last year DK was 2nd round, and he didn't perform to that, but he had Russell Wilson, and we could be a little optimistic about it. Now there's a fight between Geno Smith and Drew Lock. If you offered to pay half of my entry fee, I wouldn't take DK in the second round.
Who took DK in this draft?
I don't know, but they got DK auto picked.
4.8.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
4th round, that's fine. Like even Tyler Lockett, I feel like a lot of Tyler Lockett's success was Russell Wilson scrambling around, and Tyler's so good at finding like the blank spot or extending the play or just sort of traveling with his guy, and then Russ just launches it up there. Like how many busted play touchdowns did it feel like we saw from
that's
Tyler
why
Lockett over the years?
That's why I love the prospect of KJ Hamler being a little bit of a sleeper in fantasy this year. That Russ is gonna find him down the field in those broken plays like that.
I am definitely with you on that for sure.
Yeah, I got a good lineup, even though I've had 2 auto picks. It's worked out. I like it. I'm a fan.
All right.
I'm not targeting Drake London, but I'm not upset that it auto-picked. It could have done worse. It could have went a different direction, done worse.
I don't know. I feel like you needed a receiver there. Drake London going to be the number 1.
I was going to take a receiver next round, so receiver. It worked out. I got 4 running backs that I really like already. But here is Wyatt's question. Catch up on the chat here. Who's one team that you think will surprise, Tony Tucker?
One team that I think will be a big surprise this year. Surprise good? Surprise bad? Do we care which direction that we're going?
I'm saying we open it up either way.
Surprise bad. I just have bad feelings about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know what's going on. And when I say surprise bad, I just mean I'm seeing a lot of people projecting them for 13 wins and just running away and being back in the Super Bowl. And I feel like there's been too much turnover. The offensive line seems to be decimated by retirement and injury, free agency, injuries at all the skill positions so far. It's not shaping up. And I think that division is a little bit tougher than it gets credit for. Everybody goes, oh, the Falcons are so bad. They won 7 games last year, and a lot of that was probably Matt Ryan. But Arthur Smith's a good coach, and they compete. And the Panthers have a lot of talent, and I think the Saints are the best team overall in that division. They just don't have Tom Brady. If the Bucs had any other quarterback, everybody would be going, the Bucs are in trouble. The Bucs are done. Everybody would be saying the Bucs are like a 5-win team if Jameis was still the quarterback. And you know that's true.
Well, Tom Brady was trying to get out of there. I wonder why. And Tom Brady is like on a scorched earth and just leaving tampering situations behind him as he goes. Like everyone who's talked to me ever about joining their team, you're getting fucking sued. Jesus. It's just like tampering here, tampering there. When Tom Brady made his move, every team was in on it, I have a feeling. Every team wanted Brady to come. Except for the Niners and the Raiders. Every other team wanted him to come.
This 30
Speaking
seconds,
of the devil.
This 30 seconds is killing me, Mike.
Yeah, that's my bad. I should change it, huh?
It's all good.
Could run another draft at this rate.
I don't have anything set up, and it's just like scrolling through too fast. I really don't care too much. Who is your surprise team? I felt like I took too long talking about mine.
Well, it's kind of cheap because I would probably go Minnesota Vikings, the biggest one, and you can't really count them as a huge surprise. Everyone expects them to be better this year than last year. I would say that the Steelers have a chance to be a surprise team if Mitchell Trubisky breaks out of his shell. I agree with Joe. Why? I believe in Mitch a little bit more than I think the Steelers do because they drafted another quarterback, and it's almost like writing on the wall for Mitch Trubisky. But Mitch Trubisky, I still don't think got a fair shake in Chicago. So if this guy comes out and flashes the talent that got the Chicago Bears to the 12-4 record one season, just this one random year that he was a beast, the Steelers could surprise because that team's ready. We've talked about multiple times. That team has an elite defense. That team has a developing into elite weapon core in the passing game. Pat Freiermuth is a fine young prospect at tight end and maybe be a top 5 guy one day. They got George Pickens in the draft this year at wide receiver, who everyone loves. And they already had Claypool and Deontay Johnson, who have already been in the league and shown what they can do and what their skill sets are. The big eyesore is the offensive line, but we've seen teams make it work in the past, especially teams with great coaching. So I think the Steelers could be a little bit surprising, especially with, I think the Browns are going to be out of it this year, knock off the rust on Deshaun in the last part of the season, but out of the playoff race by then probably. And I think that the Bengals could take a step back. And if both those teams do take steps back, then that will bring the Steelers up into second in the division again like they were last year, despite losing Big Ben and going to Mitchell Trubisky, Kenny Pickett. So I'll probably go Steelers-Vikings, Tony, as my 2 surprise teams.
I like that. And I think Mitch is going to be just fine for the Steelers. I don't know why everybody is. He won games with the Bears. He's got a great system, great coach. Like you said, tons of skilled players around him. The offensive line has some question marks or whatever, but I don't know. I don't seem to be as worried about them as everybody else.
I mean, I still have them not going 500 in my record predictions. I just see the where it could break up for them. And the part where it breaks down and they have 7 wins is the quarterback and O-line. That combo can be dangerous. That could lead to a lot of losses. But if Mitch works out, then yeah, I'm with you. I think that the Steelers have the building blocks. I was saying that if Aaron Rodgers is going anywhere, that's where he should have went. If he wants to win a ring right now.
Wait, if Rodgers?
Yeah, if Rodgers wanted to win right now and he wanted to lead the Packers and go to a team where it's like it's built in place for him, go there. Very similarly built to the Packers.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. That would have been if they would have done that. But I think Tomlin really likes Kenny Pickett. Mm-hmm. And the more that I see things working out, how much the city loves him, how much Tomlin seems to be excited about him, but also not premature. He's not overreacting to Kenny Pickett performing well in the preseason and saying, oh yeah, he's competing for the starting job week 1. He's like, no, look at our schedule. The first week, I think we played the Bengals or something like that. And then to this week 2, Bill Belichick. I'm not sending my rookie out there to go face Bill Belichick in week 2. So like he's saying, we got Mitch for a reason. We paid him money. Let's have him out here. It'll be fine. If things start to go haywire, we get him some reps. And everything's hunky dory. He understands he gets to bring along a quarterback and he gets to have full control of the room. He's the biggest personality, biggest energy in that room, as to where that was Hall of Fame quarterback Roethlisberger before he shared that space with him.
I say maybe put some money down on the Steelers week 1 if they got the Bengals.
Ooh, trying to get spicy on it.
Might be a good play. Who you taking, Tony, with your Mr. Irrelevant here?
I don't know, Mike. Trevor Lawrence.
QB2.
Yeah.
Got to do what you got to do.
Well, I was where Dak was taken. I wanted to take Trey Lance, and where Miles Sanders was taken, I wanted to take Dameon Pierce. I really think Dameon Pierce is going to be minimum 7th round when I'm drafting in a couple weeks, because that report that came out that they wanted to get a look at other running backs, they must have seen everything they needed to see from Dameon Pierce for them to be like, oh, we're fine. We're fine. This kid is going to he's going to at least split carries to start the season with Marlon Mack. You got your boy. Why are you grumpy? Don't huff.
It was not a pick.
You got Tyreek Hill 2.0.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started.
You got 10+1 MVS 11. Come on, bro.
I got sucked with Aaron Rodgers and sucked with Patrick Mahomes. MVS.
Romeo Dobbs to finish it off there from Louis.
There you go.
Love that.
A Packers fan, by the way. Shout out to Louis.
I scrolled down and I should have. Now I'm bummed. I should have
remembered. You lose some. You win some, you lose some. All right, let's get in the chat here. I have not been paying attention at all. No Tutty Buddy, Miles Sanders. It's got a new nickname from Wyatt here.
Thank you for that, Wyatt.
Oh, XX2 Fresh giving the Falcons a shout out as well. Yeah, my sleeper was lagging 2-0. I'm in the same boat as you here. Struggled a lot here. I had like 3 auto picks. This team turned out okay for 3 auto picks.
Joker,
what's up, man? I wish we could have got you in this draft. Are you in here? I don't think so.
Joker's making that paper. You know he's at work right now, managing people, telling them what to do.
They're saying you have a better team than me, Tony.
Oh, Wyatt made up for his comment of mocking me for no Tutty Sanders there.
So here we go. Y'all watch the new All In episode. This isn't nuts and bolts, but Tony, did you watch the new All In episode?
I watched it and I was so fired up. I went in, I did too many push-ups. I'm too old. My tendonitis, I was just firing. I was like, here we go. And I put in this workout and then I know I'm going to regret it tomorrow. I'm going to have a strain. This whole left side of my body is going to be effed.
I was hyped up. We're also celebrities, Tony. I don't know if you saw our IG reel when we were talking shit about the Bengals. Went viral.
Oh, I did see it go viral, and I signed in for a second when Joe told me, and I was like, this is annoying. I would never want this to really happen on a regular. It was just like...
It happens once in a while. We go viral, guys. So if you guys want to go check out that post, check out the MJT Instagram page. It's over 100,000 views, so we're killing it. Thoughts on Julio Jones, Tony? I'll give mine after you.
My thoughts on Julio Jones are very simple. It's all about health. And I said earlier, if he gets access to Alex Guerrero and they can do something for the soft tissue and keep him on the field, I think Julio can have a nice year. I thought the stock might rise a little bit higher, but then Tom Brady leaves. So Tom Brady's not there to say nice things and bump the hype up on Julio Jones, which is good for somebody like me. Because in the 10th round, 9th, 10th, 11th round, I'm going to take a shot at Julio Jones. Mike Evans is already a little dealing with something, little hamstring, nothing serious, they said, but he's dealing with something. Godwin, we're not sure, maybe a few weeks out. Are we that worried about Russell Gage? He doesn't have any chemistry with him. Why wouldn't you favor somebody like Julio Jones? No Gronkowski? All I'm saying is Julio, I think, is worth a late round pick. Now, I'm not taking him in the 7th round or whatever, but if he's there at number 9 or later, I got my eye on Julio Jones. Why not? Because it wouldn't it be more fun too, Mike, to win weeks where Julio's out there balling with Tom Brady? Like, that's just fun for me.
Yeah, and if Julio has one big week, you now have an insane trade asset. And you could probably flip this 10th round pick for someone that was drafted in the 4th round or something. But yeah, I think that it's a health thing on his own health, but even more so, like you were saying, the health of the receivers around him. He's buried in the depth chart as of right now with Mike Evans and Godwin, but with both those guys already dealing with injuries, Julio could go from where he is in the depth chart to the wide receiver 1 of this team in the blink of an eye. It could happen. And if he's the wide receiver 1, Tom Brady's going to give him the football as long as he's healthy. So, yeah, I'm taking Julio late in drafts as well. Rose got Julio on her team in her first ever draft in the last round, in the 15th round, which is crazy to me.
I want to give a quick shout out to Zero. He said he's got to take off there in the chat, and he had a bad experience because his computer was lagging. Just worry about the real thing, my man. It's all that matters. My computer was lagging too. It sucked.
Yeah, we love you, Zero. We love you. I picked players that he was going to go for. So same old. Head to Vegas right now. Put your bets in. Same old. Gamble responsibly, but if you're feeling lucky.
So why is it? Is that your excuse for why your team's so bad? Come on, you can do better than that. Same old sports.
Leave same old alone.
What are you talking?
He's already a Giants fan.
Every week he fires shots at my age.
That's true.
Every week he takes a shot at me for being old. So I don't care.
He's probably going to take a shot at you right now in the chat any second now. But let's talk about XX2 Fresh's squad here. We were talking about the receivers earlier. Absolutely loaded that receiver, and he capped it off like with a little cherry of Romeo Dobbs in that last pick. He waited on quarterback, got Trey Lance late in the draft. I think that's the way to go if you're weak at running back to start the draft. Like, he worked it out. I like this team a lot. I probably would flip 1 or 2 of these receivers to try and get an upgrade at running back, or maybe a safer play at running back. I'm worried about injuries with Connor and a little bit with ETN also, but we haven't seen him play yet. What's your thoughts on his team?
Okay, so I like Cordell Patterson to the point where he hasn't gotten overblown from the success he had last year, and people aren't drafting him in the 4th round. So if you're telling me I can get Cordell Patterson in the 8th round and they're limited for playmakers, Arthur Smith is going to game plan for him. We already saw it last year. It wasn't a fluke. Everybody was like, oh, it's just 1 week. No. He ended up really helping people make the playoffs and potentially win championships. So I think that's a fine RB3 if this is the strategy that you go with. I just think his huge advantage is at wide receiver. Tight end, I'm all in on the Eagles this year, so I love that you can get Goddard in the 7th round. But I think the thing that makes or breaks this team is Trey Lance. If Trey Lance pushes to be top 6 and he gets him in the 9th, 10th round, this team is really, really quite dangerous. I think he'd have to work the wire a little bit for running backs. I'm not convinced James Conner and Etienne are fully healthy for a long season.
Yeah, Louis, I'll give you AJ Dillon and MVS for Michael Thomas and Cordell Patterson.
Denied.
Sent it in. Like a boss. Oh, that's from earlier. That sick profile pick of the year. I'm nominating you, Joker Wild.
I was trying to look like Khalil Mack during that workout. Like I was trying to get huge. Everything fell apart.
NFL Colin, sorry for auto picking. Hey, all good, NFL Colin. We appreciate you filling the spot. Get auto picks in these sometimes, and the computer can draft. We're okay with that. Your username is also goated. So we got the goated profile pick, goated username with the NFL in front. Same style as Mike does it. See you later, Zero. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, yeah, don't forget to like the video, Zero. Look at Joker. Joker is out here.
Joker might be one of the first people we get hired. We have a Fell K sighting coming up here.
Haven't seen in the
a minute. I don't know what happened if you're still here or not.
Okay.
What's up, Canada?
What's up? Okay, mister, I saw the Big Bang personally.
I know. Well, at first I read it as I saw like the big band, like old school, like 60s music, and then he corrected to Bang. Either one. Well played. Well played.
Thoughts on Kareem Hunt? I'll tell you what, NFL Colin. You guys are talking about a video coming up about him getting traded to the Eagles. If he does get traded to the Eagles, I'm in on Kareem Hunt immediately. But what are your thoughts on Kareem Hunt as of right now, Tony? I feel like the Browns, they aren't fully in on Kareem Hunt, and he needs a Nick Chubb injury for me to really put too much stock into him as a key part of my lineup from week to week if I do draft him. But what are your thoughts? And if he goes to the Eagles, what are your thoughts?
Kareem Hunt in the 6th round is a steal to me. Because even with Nick Chubb, we've seen him still have production. And Nick Chubb, the stat was something like Nick Chubb never gets more than like 16 carries a week. And he's not really in the passing game as to where Kareem Hunt is in the passing game. So even if Kareem only gets 5 to 7 carries, if he's getting 5 targets while he's on the field, he could end up with 10 to 12 touches and a touchdown. They do give him carries inside the goal line. In the 6th round, I like having Kareem Hunt in my team. If he went to the Eagles, I would be drafting him in the 4th round, because I think with that offensive line being able to do, because Kareem Hunt is a RB1. If he didn't punt that lady in the casino a couple years back, he's still dominating in the NFL. Like with the Chiefs, unfortunately.
Yeah, a nightmare.
So Kareem Hunt's situation is weird because he's like, I want to raise, but he's already being paid as like a top 10 running back, and he's a backup. So like, what do you mean you want more money? Like they also have to give money to Nick Chubb. But if he's on the Eagles, I'm drafting him probably the end of the 4th round.
I feel like they should trade him. You got Dearness Johnson there too. I feel like they should trade him.
Yeah, and I think they drafted or picked somebody else there has been running well. Yeah, in preseason for them. I forget who the name.
No Joe today. No, we told Joe to take the day off to fix his VCR.
Yes.
So I can watch those Raiders Super Bowls over and over and over again until the Raiders make it this
stuff again. At the beginning. It's like it's an autumn wind, and he can't get to the part where he finally gets the climax. You know what I'm saying, Joker? Like his VCR, it's old. He's got to wind the tape, old school.
I mean, the Raiders could have won the Super Bowl in the last couple of years, but Thoughts on We Hoopin'? Tony, you know who We Hoopin' is?
You've sent me a couple videos. I don't know them. I choose to not comment.
We Hoopin's, if anything, Wyatt, We Hoopin's work ethic is insane. Yeah, he makes some crazy videos. Those videos are crazy. He makes some crazy takes. But he makes 20 of them a day. So give him some respect. Give him some respect.
Yeah, so I don't know enough about him to have an opinion, so I'm not going to say anything.
I think my squad is beautifully balanced. Let's look at Johnny's squad here. The receivers, obviously, to start off the draft with Jay Jettas, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen. You have 300 catch receivers there. Running backs, Josh Jacobs. Is that Edmonds? Yeah, Chase Edmonds, J-Rob, and Mack. I would say that you do have a weakness at running back. I don't have full faith in Edmonds. I don't have full faith in Jacobs. And I don't have full faith in Robinson or Mack. But the receivers are going to carry that possibly because you got Lamar Jackson at quarterback and then Cole Kmet, who I think is one of the late round tight ends to target this year. It's a good team. It's really receiver heavy.
It is. I will say this. I think Lamar Jackson kind of makes up for that if he's healthy and he's your QB1/RB1 almost in the situation. But Josh Jacobs, them trading away or like the rumor, no, not traded. They're going to cut Kenyon Drake. I think that makes it even more clear that if Josh McDaniels is anything like where he came from, I don't think they're going to be trusting a rookie in Zamir White to be taking a bunch of carries. So that's good news if you invest in Josh Jacobs, that he's going to be more of a traditional RB1, looking at 15 to 20 carries a week, maybe involvement in the passing game a little bit. So I think Josh Jacobs is great value right there. I'm a big fan of Chase Edmonds in the 7th round. To be part of that offense, the money they gave him this offseason, I like it. James Robinson that late, another good pick. Johnny, this is a really solid draft. Cole Kmet is my late round tight end. Like if I would have been paying attention, I probably would have taken him in that spot where I took Kadarius Toney. Or Gerald Everett is another one of my guys that I really like this year. So
Johnny,
this is a good draft.
Johnny, I'll give you A.J. Dillon and Christian Kirk for Keenan Allen. Final offer. Where do you apply? Trying to join the Nuts and Bolts squad, Joker Wild?
I'd be down for that. Let's get him on a show.
What Dalton is thinking is Miles Sanders and Gardner Minshew for Kareem. No way. No. That's way too much trade capital for a running back. Maybe do like a 5th round pick. That might be a little bit closer.
Yeah, I think you could. Because here's the thing. It might not happen before the season starts. But if week 4, they're 0-3, maybe the Browns say, you know what? Let's start to disassemble and get ready for next year.
Yeah, and they're going to give him away for cheap. Yeah, just get something for him.
Well, yeah, maybe you do get a 5th round pick for him.
Yeah, he's walking. He's walking if he doesn't get traded. So, Colin. It's Colin. Colin 37. You got Nick Chubb, DeAndre Swift, Pierce, and Alliger at running backs. I like that. Wide receivers, Pittman, Cooper, Juju, Pickens, Woods. Overall, I like the receivers. Russ is the quarterback. I don't know how to feel about Russell Wilson as a quarterback, but I think he's Russell Wilson. He's going to finish in the top 12 still. And Darren Waller at tight end. This is a very good team, Colin, in my opinion. I think that you have a balanced team. I think that I'm not the biggest fan of Cooper, and I'm not the biggest fan of Juju, but I think that Juju's going to get a lot of volume and Cooper's going to get a lot of volume. So worst case, hopefully they rack up the receptions for you if it doesn't go well. Only reason I'm not a big fan of Juju, a lot of people love Juju this year, is because he is the number 1 wide receiver in KC with Patrick Mahomes. I should love Juju, but I just think that he's going to get locked down by corners. Like, I think that he's just going to get shut down. They're going to have to go other directions in a lot of games.
Yeah, I see edge most weeks, an edge at running back on this team. I see an edge at most weeks at tight end. Then it falls off a little bit with wide receiver. And in many weeks, Russ is going to get the edge on the quarterback in that situation. I think the part that I really like here is the depth at the end. George Pickens could come in and be startable over Cooper or Juju at some point. I think Juju is going to be one of those players that's a really solid flex play. And I've already professed my admiration for Robert Woods and what I think he could do. So there it is. This is a really good team.
Tony, your roster's incomplete.
Wait for it. Yeah, no, that's what I said. This was not my finest draft.
You could have got Cole Kmet instead of Kadarius Toney.
I could have gotten any number of tight ends. I could have drafted a tight end. I could have taken Mo Alley Cox is better than having Trevor Lawrence at my tight end spot.
He is at work. You were right. He's training somebody today. That's the only reason he's there. Hopefully you're getting paid to train. Getting paid to train. NFL Colin, rate my team. This is the best draft I ever had. Colin, I looked at your team, and I'm a little, I like the team. I like the strength at wide receiver. You got a lot of strength at tight end as well. You got two options there that could break out. But what the hell, Colin? We've talked about it in mock drafts. I know you follow me on TikTok. I know you got this thing right here. Fantasy Draft Research Sheet, completely free. It's in the link. The link's in the bio, by the way, or the description. But 2 running backs. Only 2 running backs, Colin. You need more running backs than that. So I got a trade offer for you. I will send you A.J. Dillon and Christian Kirk. I'm done. Go ahead, Tony. What are your thoughts on his team?
Trying to get everything. The computer, the auto draft kind of screwed him here on this DK Metcalf selection. If you already had back-to-back wide receivers, why would you go 4 in a row? So back-to-back DK and Mike, there's some running backs that could have been taken in those spots on this team. And then also to go back-to-back QBs, Kyler and Tom Brady. Because there's another team auto-drafted over here that I'm looking at, and I can't tell exactly what team it is, but it's in pick number 9 spot, it looks like.
And it looks reasonable.
That looks like a really good team. And the team in number 8, where they have, that's an edge at running back every week. Delvin Cook, Breece Hall, Elijah Mitchell, edge with Josh Allen at quarterback most weeks. Travis Kelce, edge right there. Then you go down, wide receiver is like the one spot, but that's the one that I feel most confident about playing the waiver wire with. Like getting out there and finding who's popping off. Devontae Parker, Robbie Anderson, Nico Collins. Like you can find these players out there that are going to hit at some point. You know, Kyle Phillips in Tennessee might end up in one of those Wes Welker situations that Vrabel knows, can understand what that player does. And he could end up with 115 slot targets this year and 65, 70 catches. He could be this year's Amon-Ra St. Brown, basically, is what I'm getting at.
I'll throw another name out there. Joshua Palmer. There you go.
Everybody stay away from JP5. He's off limits.
Getting that Derwin money. JK, yeah, I'm getting paid. Hey, getting that Derwin money. And my bad, Colin. I roasted you way too soon. I forgot that you auto-drafted basically this whole team. Tony, will you be at the Jags game?
I will not be at the Jaguars game. Yeah, we bought tickets to the Seahawks game, and then I'm trying to talk my wife into potentially going to Herbert Tua.
That'll be fun.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. I could probably convince Rose on that one too.
I'll keep you posted on that.
Okay,
got a big birthday coming up around that time, and she goes, every time you say you want something, you say you want it for your birthday. She's like, how many birthdays do you have? And I go, well, at some point I'm not going to want shit, so let's just start stacking up what I do want, and we'll keep track of it. Like an IOU birthday freebie when I'm 54. And she's like, that's not how birthday presents work. I'm like, it needs to work like that.
Like, but I'm living my life to its fullest right now. So when I'm in my 80s, that's when I'll start going, we'll just take this birthday off. Remember that year that you got me 5 Chargers tickets to Chargers games?
What the hell I need a birthday present for when I'm 80 and I'm just sitting around, whittling in my backyard? I don't need it then. I need it now.
Yeah, and hopefully your grandkids are better than me, but I prank my grandparents now. I give them the same gifts that they gave me growing up. So it's like just getting them like the little games or something,
Oh, that's great. You knit them a sweater with their name on it and be like, I know you're getting old, just in case you forget your name. Esther right across the front.
332. You probably will have better seats than me, Joker, because I'm trying to figure out my seat situation. Right now, I'm in section 209 for the Jags game, but I want to go with more than just by myself, so I might sell that ticket and buy more tickets. So we'll see what happens. In that case, I'm buying cheap tickets.
It wasn't so close to Vegas. That's the problem, because we're going to Vegas for the draft, and then
it's like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later.
It's like 3 weeks later. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll hit the lottery, even though I don't play it.
Maybe you'll hit the jackpot in Vegas, Tony, and it's like straight to Chargers tickets. Take that jackpot out of there. Let's take it straight. When you're 80, you might need it. Depends. Okay. Let's end.
Maybe I'll work the strip. I'll get an eyelash curler out, and I'll just like fancy myself up.
I'll like wait behind the corner, and like if they come up and they're interested, I'll come up and give the pricing. Like I'm the boss.
There it is. You haven't been to Vegas, you said, in a long time. You're gonna find the most annoying people when they have these little cars and they start doing this click thing and they're trying to hand you all this stuff. It's like, get away from me, bro. I'm with my wife right here. Like this isn't my scene. Not the time for this or the place. Well, since we were talking about diapers and other topics, let's get out of here. Let's call it Great Mock Draft Monday. Thank you, everyone, for participating this week. Y'all came in through clutch here, like 20 minutes before the draft started. I said, hey, I need some more people. And all these fine gentlemen showed up, and they balled out here in this draft. Final look at the draft board, if you guys want to look at it, and it's just us two again. Any last words, Tony? Any last things to throw out there? Nope. 2 mock drafts left, right?
Oh,
2 more Mondays.
We are almost there. I cannot wait until September 11th. We are going to be there. Well, we aren't going to be there, but our team is going to be there, and they're going to feel us.
We should all hang out for the opening night of football. Like, get on here at least for the first half on Thursday night and watch Josh Allen and Matt Stafford.
Go at it.
Yep.
Arm fatigue Stafford and fist fight starting Allen. Going at it. First game of the year. Yeah. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hey, guys, we put up division previews. 2 of them are up already. More are dropping. I think one's dropping tomorrow. Go check those out. We got the AFC North and the AFC East up already. They're on the page. Easy to find. The most recent videos. Full breakdowns of those divisions and our predictions for what we think is going to happen in those divisions. So go check those out and make sure you're subbed to the channel if you're not already. Make sure you like the video. I haven't plugged it enough on this Mock Draft Monday, but make sure you like the video. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. We'll see you guys next Mock Draft Monday.
I don't need